The Bhava's energy visibly slows down the aging process as well as improves immunity to disease. And during the Bhavasmadhi darshan, the whole turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower lives.
Neurons activate and process all the observed movements just by seeing. So the entire body can silently and without moving receive what is happening elsewhere through a process of direct observation, experiencing the superconscious energy radiated by the avatar.
And the Akashic readings is not a prediction, but are readings from the where creation and destruction happen simultaneously. In the dimension, there is no past, no present, and no future. That is why what you called as happening, and yet to happen is clearly already recorded.
So now, let us understand who is the Supreme Consciousness, who is manifesting Devi Parashakti for each and every one of us.
So the Supreme Point of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhana, Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa in Hindu civilization nation, and the Supreme Pontiff's predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based activities a lifestyle for humanity.
And is the 33rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Kanchi Kailasa Sarvadevitam, is the incumbent emperor of the Suryavanshi Samrajam, is the Pandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akada, the largest apex monastic order.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism is also the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of Dharmamukti Swargapuramadinam, and is elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000.
As a teacher of Hinduism, the most prolific, most viewed, read, and watched, and has authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, and has over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded, when over 10,000 hours of discourse delivered. The Supreme Concept of Hinduism has enriched and enriched over 1 billion lives digitally, and is the foremost respected commentator of all sacred scriptures.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also honored as a leader of Hinduism, the most recognized Hindu leader, the reviver of 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas, including the Rudrakanyas and Rudras, Rishis and Rishikas, Bhairavas and Bhairavis, and Sannyas, and is the establisher of the largest Hindu university, Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu University, in the world with 55 of over 170 pitas, and is the collector of the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million Pali scriptures, and over 20. And as we said before, the Supreme Point of Hinduism is and much more. And now, with that, we will now be entering into the next segment of this program where all of us will be seeing the live demonstration of the extraordinary manifestation, the manifestation of the extraordinary Shakti. We'll be demonstrating and sharing with all of you the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation awakened in us through the Diksha, the initiation by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And in today's Bhava Samadhi Darshan, all of you will also be receiving the initiation into these extraordinary Shaktis and into the powers of third eye, blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And all of you will be manifesting the following powers of third eye, which is seeing with eyes blindfolded, and also like body scanning, remote vision, the power of levitation, vitalization, teleportation, and much more. Now, some of you might be wondering where a third eye is located and how it works. So, just as you would with your 2 eyes. Now, let us understand more about what exactly are Shaktis. What are these Shaktis that we are speaking about? What is their source and how they manifest? So in the Vedagamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis, the divine powers. And manifesting powers are described as a system, a method, and a science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to various states of consciousness. And the Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are a divine and you need to manifest the divine, not that you are a man and you need to reach the divine. Now, many of you might have heard the term Siddhis as a very common term used for any type of external manifestation. So let us look at the exact difference between Shaktis and Siddhis. You might think they are the same, but they are actually not the same. The Guru. And they are a source of enlightenment, whereas Siddhis are powers or penance for enlightenment and are on the path of enlightenment. And the Shaktis of Paramashiva manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after the initiation by the avatar and are permanent, whereas Siddhis are not permanent and may divert you from enlightenment. And the source of all these Shaktis, Paramashiva, is the primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading beyond time, space, form, and causality. And as the fundamental base of Abai cosmic acts of Shrishti, which is creation, Sthiti, which is sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, which is rejuvenation, Throbhava, which is pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, which is liberating grace for all living entities. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru and His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, and the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization nation, and the great cosmic goddess in the nation. So ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been a cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced sciences. And it was where the science of enlightenment and powers was lived and taught as a lifestyle. And for the first time in modern day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving these yogas. And here you can all now see the Guru Parampara. And this is how, through initiation by enlightened Gurus. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as being recognized as an incarnation at a very young age by his Gurus, was trained and taught these sciences to revive the initiations and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of our manifestation. From disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga and Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashiva Jnana, Paramashiva Vijnana, and much more. And you can all also see all the various enlightened beings, all the enlightened beings and Gurus of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. You can see Mataji, Bhagavananda Puri, Pundi Migal, Annamalai Swami, and many more. How we can awaken these divine Shaktis in us, how beautifully says that every ultimate truth
Parashakti. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Science of power manifestation is authenticated through four aspects of evidences or pramanas, as said in Sanskrit. So the first is the Shastra Pramana, which is the eternal, unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. And then the next is the Apta Pramana, which are the experiences and results of Aptas or authorities of Hinduism, which have time tested and verified the sciences. And the next is the Atma Pramana, which is an account from the life of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of the power manifestation. And then the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Now, some of you wondering what exactly are these Vedas and Agamas in which Paramashiva has described all of these sciences in elaborate detail. So the Vedas are the ultimate superior authority for Hindus and are pure science where the ultimate truths are explained. And the Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology and applied sciences are expanded. And the Vedas and Agamas, Veda-Agamas, are given the stage as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate. So now, let us all get ready to witness a very unique and very exciting demonstration of the powers of third eye. After we go through the pramanas for the power of third eye, which is seen with eyes blindfolded. So the Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye comes from the Vijnana Vaidava Tantra. Kapalantar mano nisya tishtan militalo. And the translation for this verse is, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any moving the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. The Apta Pramana, where Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of Tada during the revelation of the Hindu Purana Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavan Krishna power of third eye, so Arjuna can behold Krishna's Vishwarupa darshan. Drashmanenaiva swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshuhu pashya me yogamaishwar. These physical eyes of yours, therefore I grant you divine third eye vision. Behold my cosmic opulence. So this comes from the level. It's completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Krishna through his third eye. And the next, the Atma Pramana for this power in Swami's own words, he beautifully says, the first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360-degree, 10 direct. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel and experience all of that as me. And the next is the Pratyaksha Pramana, the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. So here you can see study measures where when doing daily activities, there is high activity measured in the brain where the third eye is located. And when in deep samadhi state, third eye region is active and almost 90% of the rest of the brain is at peace. And this was done using a positron emission tomography. And the next is the Sakshi Pramana, third eye awakening, is being incarnation of Hinduism, embodies the most profound yogic states that surpass all the bounds of time, space, and matter. And he is gifting this pure and great science of third eye awakening, along with many other spiritual sciences through initiations to millions of people. And everyone who has witnessed who have been initiated into these powers have actually witnessed the extraordinary manifestation and results in their day-to-day life. So now, let us all get ready to witness a very unique and very exciting demonstration of the powers of third eye. Yes. So now let us get into the live Sakshi Pramana of the powers of third eye. So here with me, I have this eye band, which in front of light enter around the eyes. And my eyes will sit into these two sockets over here. And it will also be covering the bridge of the nose, the eye band. And this eye band is actually certified by ophthalmologists, and it is usually given to people who are suffering from insomnia so they can have better sleep. So this eye band will be covering and blocking all the light around my eyes. And it's usually said that without light, one cannot see. So this eye band will be put on my eyes. And once that is done, any of you want your comments in the live YouTube comment section? You can put anything that you would like me to read. And now a volunteer will be putting on this eye band on my eyes. Yes, so now the I band has been put. I will be to my no gaps anywhere around. And now the YouTube comments section will be projected in front of me. Comments now. We will be projecting the comments. The comments will be projected in front of me, and we'll also be projecting it for all of you. Anything that you would like me to read, it can be a sequence of emojis, numbers, letters, words, anything. So yes, Ma, quite a few comments. We have a comment from Sulain Goilaumi, who has put hi and then a YouTube emoji and then a loading emoji, and so it's like a white box and then something is there inside it. And Ma Stephanie Gators has put a heart emoji with hello Ma, and then a heart emoji, then she has typed hello Ma, and then a smiley emoji with its eyes closed, and then namaskar emoji with yellow hands. And Ma Celine has now given a contribution to Kailasa of 1 CHF. Thank you, Ma, for your contribution to Kailasa. And above Ma Celine's comment, we actually have a comment from Stephanie Dieters, who has put a sad emoji and says, I think that Facebook and Co are making big censures and deletions everywhere now to allow that Vasanta Vidya Current has put gratitude to Amma Parashakti, bless me to manifest health, wealth, completion with relationships and healing power. And above that, she has put Parashakti. And yes, there are many more comments. And now the latest comment is from Ma Nitya Kshipra Prasad Nikananda, who has put baby emoji, smiley emoji, which is a smaller emoji than everything else, and tapped that it's valid. And there are two highs like that. And Ma Puja, and after that there's a emoji which has a ball or with its hand. And then Ma Puja Kumar now has put a comment, sequence of emoji with many fruits. So she has put blue. Yes, so you can all put any other comments also that you would like me to read. It can be anything. Yes, now we have another comment from Aslin, who has put me Guston last plan test, which is in a different language, I guess Spanish or French. And after that, she has put a sapling emoji. It has two leaves, and then there's mud, and it's like a small sapling which has two leaves. And maybe Masalan, and anyone else also, if you would like to put anything, you can put emojis, numbers, letters, words, sentences that don't make sense at all, or a proper sentence. And you can also put different languages, just like how Masalanji has now put a different language. Even all of you can put various languages. Yes, Masalan has gone back saying yes, it's Spanish, and then two hands like that. Of body scanning. Okay, so now let us get into the next power, the power of body scanning. Now the I-band will be removed. I request the volunteer to now remove the I-band. And all of you can see as the I-band is being removed. Yes, so all of you can see. And now we will be moving to the next power, the power of body scanning. Yes, so let us get into the next power, the power of. So for those of you who might be joining us newly now, the power of body scanning is where one awakens to whether it's physical, mental, or emotional. The best part is that we can scan and provide solutions through the awakened third eye in the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshmataraani cha tatvani yani nilayam dhyatvan jyate para. And the translation for the list constitutive principles of your whole aura of the whole universe simultaneously consist of the six one becomes come and the ultimate universal divine power Paradevi Adi Shakti is revealed and supreme power manifestation happens. Pramana, which comes from the life of a Siddha whose name is Tereya. So Tereya was a Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agastya. And one day, a man suffering from severe headache comes to Agastya for healing. Agastya then uses the power of body scanning and reveals that there is a small terai. And once the surgery is completed, the person is healed and cured of the headache, thus gaining the name Tereya. And the next is the Atma Pramana, which was revealed by Swamiji himself on the 22nd of December 2019. He revealed how he uses the power of body scanning. Paraphrasing his words, only when I had the multiple component quantity in my different organs, it was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poisoning. Through body scanning, I found out what the problems, imbalances had happened, and where balances had to be done. I used allopathy as a second opinion to verify my findings. Happening through the initiate disciples of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. So here brings out of Tao manifested the power of body scanning. And each of you will also be able to manifest these extraordinary Shaktis. So now let us get into the live demonstration of this power. So any of you who would like a body scan can put your comments in the YouTube comment section and request for body scanning, and we will be doing a body scan for you. Yes, so we have a comment from Pooja Kumar who has scanning of why I have phobia of fear of cats. You have a lot of fear towards cats and you have the fear of cats. It is actually not a phobia, but you do have lots of fear, and that is actually because of something that happened, an incident that happened in your childhood at around the age of 4. The solution that I was able to see was to start consciously breaking it. You don't have to physically go near cats or conscious to break it, but remove that thought current of that remove that fear of cats from within, and also do the root pattern completion and try recalling, try reliving and reliving, do that process and just try remembering that incident where you started getting scared of cats when you were it. I'm able to start getting healed, and so this is what I was able to see for you now. And Ayana Zavotanzaya has asked, is the hydrogen water which I'm drinking time to time, is it healing for your brain and body? Yes, and now I'll be doing a scan for that. Yes, so Ayana Zavotanzaya, I was able to see that um, it is not something bad for your body, but it is not having any there's no, I was able to see that your body is not reacting in a good way to it, and right now it is not creating any major issues or anything, but in the future, as your body changes and the organs get, like, as you grow a little older, it can become slightly uh, hard on the body, and it will also, it can affect it. So I was able to see neem juice with water. You don't need to add soap in keeping your body completely healthy. This hydrogen water, if you need to or you want to, for just maybe once a week, it is fine, but not a lot. Otherwise, in the future, it can create problems. That was what I was able to see, and that was what Parashakti revealed. So yes, Ma Pooja Kumar has gotten back saying line, and Ma Kshipra Prasad Nithyananda has also asked. So once that is done, we will get to you again. Now I'll be doing a body scan for you. You have asked. Yes, Ma, now I'll be scanning, doing body scan for you. Not exactly fear or anything that is affecting you physically or mentally, but you have any type of feeling that something is going to be bad, or something that you are doing is bad or shouldn't be done, just think, even for normal actions that you do, not necessarily only when you feel this way, but any action that you do, you should feel from, and even in any way, if you feel that it is not right, you can contemplate for some time and see, or if it should not be done, you can contemplate for some time, but also see how Swamiji would do it, how, if that situation comes up, how to deal with it consciously and in the best way. So just contemplate for some time, and even if both logically and even if one, even within you feel that it shouldn't, if it should not be done, you can contemplate and just chant the Mahavakya when you're contemplating, will help you feel. Just do this and see that the feeling of something bad is going to happen or something that you are doing will ask for body scan for your irregular menstrual cycle. Yes, so now I'll be doing a body scan for that. Yes, so Mark Shivaprasad, what I was able to see was that actually in your stomach and in your intestine, there's like a fluid being like it's like a greenish that has to, and it's actually due to that, like that is affecting the irregular menstrual cycle. But the solution that I was able to see for that fluid actually has to come out and should be clean. And the solution that I was able to see for this is you should start doing the Panchakriya early, and also you should start uh, having lots of hot water for the next at least 2 weeks. Every day, drink hot water, and that will help in um, cleaning and getting rid of the fluid in the stomach and intestine. And start doing Panchakriya more regularly, and that will help healing you. So this is what I was able to see for you. And Mark will be doing a scan for you. What I was able to see was that you are actually, whenever like a thought current or thought comes like that, you are actually encouraging that thought. So whenever that thought, anything, whether it's comparison or self-hatred, anything negative, any negative thought that comes, at least many times you may not remember, but when you remember, immediately drop it. And even if at that point you don't remember and later you remember, oh, at that mood, just immediately sit at that point in time, chant the Mahavakya for a few minutes, and just complete with that and drop the thought current that's from this feet. And you will see that slowly when you start doing this, automatically those Puja Kumar. And yes, Ma Salayan and Mark Shivaprasad Nithyananda has gone back saying thank you. And please stay tuned for the next segment. We will now be moving to the next segment of this program, where we will be learning about Devi Parashakti. Who is Devi Parashakti? So please stay tuned for this next segment and also the further segments coming. The divine feminine consciousness about who is Devi Parashakti. So we'll be Sindhuraruna Vigraham Trinayana Manikya Mauli Spurate Taranayakashekharam Smitamukhim Mapina Vakshoruham Panibhyamalipurnaratnachashakam Raktotpalam Bibratim Saumyam Ratnagatastaraptacharanam Dhyayet Paramambikam. And the translation for this verse is: the Divine Mother is to be meditated upon as shining in a vermilion red body, with the triple eyes sporting a crown of rubies studded with a crescent moon, a face all smiles, a splendid bust, one hand holding a jewel cup brimming with mead, and the other twirling a red lotus. And another Dhyana shloka, which also comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana shloka, says: Arunam Karunatayangatakshim Dhritapaşankuşapuşpabanachapam Animadibiravrita mayukaihi rahamityeva vibhavaye bhavanim. And the translation for this verse is: I meditate on the great Empress. She is red in color and her eyes are full of compassion. She holds the noose, the goat, the bow, and the flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides, and she is the self within me. And Devi Parashakti is the ultimate, the cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes come out and go in, and the source where the Big Bang and black holes go on and on, in which all of us are in even now, and in which all of us are. And Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future. And in the words of Devi Parashakti herself, Devi Parashakti introduces herself beautifully and she says how she is manifesting as the Nijavatar of the Supreme Pontiff Hinduism. Beautifully she reveals, raising as Omkara, expressing as Vedas and Agamas, Kailasha Swami who is in Kailasha, Sri Purachintamani, Shodasi, sitting as part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari, everyone, to bestow all goodness, Hiranya Garbha Swarupini, Brahmanda Yoni, Shami, Chandramauli, Rapala, Aparna, Uma, Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samrajya Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashodasi, Meenakshi, taking the form of Nihar as Nijavatara. With great compassion I am blessing. Listen, people, to do good to all of you. I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. And Devi Parashakti continues to reveal, raising in Omkara, manifesting as source of existence, powers of existence, Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, Icha, Kriya, and Jnana, growing as four Vedas, expanding as five Panchabhutas, beyond six chakras, filled as expanding as eight directions, existing as nine to do good, Parashodasi, Meenakshi, in the every one of you. Paramashivoham Parashakti. She is there on your screen, so you can receive her in a very traditional way. You can keep two beet leaves, one banana, one betel nut, and a coin in front of the screen as you watch the Parashakti. Now, some of you might be wondering what exactly importance. So, in the Hindu tradition, a coin is actually considered the traditional dakshina. It is given in temples as an offering to the deities, or even when someone comes home for the first time, or when you see someone for the first time, it is given as part of the items. And even when you are receiving a deity at your home at the beginning of the of, at the beginning of any festival, when you're bringing the deity home, it is usually offered. And it can be the lowest value. And in India, it can even be just 1 paisa, it can be just a cent. Swamiji says, I'm not trying to monetize, keep even 1 cent, it is okay. So for 100 days, if you have darshan, it will add up to $1. When 1 paisa is okay. And once the darshan is over, you can do namaskar, the beet leaf and the beet leaf, taking it as prasadam immediately. And the coins that you collect, you can send it to the Los Angeles. You can collect the coins and send it to the Los Angeles temple. In a few days, you will see how much it adds to your sentiment that really Devi Parashakti is there. You will not take the Devi darshans for granted. The rituals will break your monotonous unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to the powerful cognitions. It will break your unconscious behavior. Now you can all see how you can set up your tambulam. So you can arrange the banana and the coin on a plate and keep it in front of the screen. You can also keep a few more additional items such as a few fresh flowers, kumkum, turmeric, glasses, a small heap. You can arrange it in a plate. Keep it in front of the screen as you watch Devi Parashakti. So the next time you are setting up to receive Devi Parashakti, you can set up your own set of tambulam and receive her in a very traditional way. And now, with that, we will be moving to the next segment of this program where all of us will be seeing what exactly Devi Parashakti has revealed in the Akashic readings for all of us on all the base problems that humanity is going through right now, especially for the past 1.5 to 2 years due to the pandemic. So we will be seeing what Devi Parashakti has revealed on the cause and solutions for all of these problems, and how important it is for us to follow what Devi Parashakti has revealed. So let us first look at the compassion of the avatar. So in the Guru Paduka Stotram, composed by Adi Shankaracharya, the very first verse describes how the Guru Padukas, the sacred feet of the Guru, is the boat that helps us cross the Ananta Samsara Samudra, the seemingly endless ocean of samsara or suffering. Aitabhyam Guru Bhakti Dabhyam Vairagya Samrajya Pujanabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Pa. And the translation for this verse is salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which is the boat which helps. which endows me with the sense of devotion, worship of which I attain the dominion of renunciation.
Many of us, in the overwhelming vastness of the suffering that surrounds us during the Great Deluge, our loved ones are dying due to the dire need of hope.
And it is at this time Mother comes to elevate the suffering of humanity.
It's at this time that the Supreme Master of Hinduism, the incarnation of cosmic superconsciousness, out of his love and responsibility for the superconscious breakthrough of the whole of humanity, the cosmic deluge.
And Devi Parashakti is herself miracles in our lives and much more, and individually but also to humanity.
Various revelations of profound sacred, and by showing us the future regarding global issues, the COVID pandemic, natural disasters such as fires, floods, and more, and even the twisted human conspiracies and underground wars, which have not.
Segment we will be on the statistical, scientific, and scriptural references of each sacred revelation, which has manifested precisely as the same guidance as Devi Parashakti, for us to imbibe deeply and start following as Devi Parashakti.
So now let's look at Devi Parashakti's revelation and understand what Devi Parashakti has revealed for the whole of humanity. Let us watch the video on the 8 minutes to protect yourself from COVID-19.
Parashodasi Meenakshi, Parameshwari Meenakshi, Parashakti Meenakshi. இங்கு எழுந்து அருளினோம் எல்லோர்க்கும் மனமும் தன்மையும் தந்திட நன்மையெல்லாம் அளித்திட நாமே வந்தோம் இங்கு கைலாசத்தின் சுவாமினியாய் பரமசிவன் நித்யானந்தன் விக்கிரகமாய் மலர்ந்த உங்கள் எல்லோர்க்கும் நல்லதை அர்த்தங்கள் நாளும் பொங்கி மலர்ந்திட வந்தேன் இங்கு. மாந்தர்கள் கொடுந்தொற்று கொரோனா கண்டு அஞ்ச வேண்டாம். 8 வழியின் மூலமாகவும் எண்ணத்தில் தியானித்து என்னை பிரார்த்தித்தல், சமூக வலைதளங்களாய் என்னை சரணடைதல், நான் குடிகொண்டிருக்கின்றேனோ அங்கெல்லாம் பூமிதித்து என்னை வழிபடுவது 3, நெஞ்சில் மஞ்சள் தடவி வேப்பம் சாரருந்தி தினந்தோறும் என்னை தியானிப்பது 4, நிர்விகல்ப நிலையிருந்து நித்யானந்தத்தை நிறைத்து உயிர்வது 5, சிவ 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 எனும் பிரபஞ்ச பெரும் நாதத்தை அஜபா ஜபமாய் நிகழ்த்தல் 6, நிறைவான பூரண மனத்து நித்திரையில் அடங்குவது 7, பூரணமாய் பரிபூரணமாய் அருணாச்சல ஸ்மரணையில் நினைப்பும் மறப்பும் அருந்த உணர்வு ஸ்மரணையில் அகம் அகம் என ஸ்புரிக்கும் அருணாச்சல ஸ்மரணையில் ஆனந்த ஸ்புரணத்தில் இருப்பது 8 எனும் 8 முறையிலும் என எண்ணியோர் அத்துணை பேருக்கும் இல்லை கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் தாக்கமும் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொயாமும் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் மயக்கமும் வாழ்வீர்கள் வளத்தொடு நல் ஞானம் யோகத்தொடு நாமே நிம்மோடு நானே நீயாய் நீயே நானாய் நல்வாழ்வு வாழ்வீர்கள். எட்டில் ஒன்று செய்தாலும் கொரோனா உங்களை எட்டவிடாது
So let us understand Devi Parashakti's revelation map into English. The Devi revealed, wherever I am residing, worshipping me by doing the fire walking, applying turmeric in the chest, drinking neem juice, and meditating on me every day, being in the unclutched state, filling with eternal bliss.
Doing ajapa japa of the cosmic sound, Shiva, in the Arunachala Spurana that blossoms as Aham Aham, in the state of Ananda Spurana. Everyone who thinks on me through these 8 ways, they will not have effects of corona. They don't have fear and delusion. You will live with prosperity. One of these 8 ways, I will protect you. Corona will not reach you. Don't have fear, O people.
Protect all of humanity from COVID-19. Let us now review each of these methods and understand the signs and benefits of each method.
So let's see the first method, which is praying Parashakti. So there's a study published by Healthline, and it gives 12 science-based benefits of meditation. Controls anxiety, promotes emotional health, it enhances self-awareness, lengthens attention span, may reduce age-related memory loss, can generate kindness, may help fighting addictions, improves sleep, helps control pain, can decrease blood pressure, is accessible everywhere and anywhere.
And in this article, Department of Health and Human Services, it states how meditation has not just an effect on the mental well-being, but also has an impact on the physical well-being as well.
And another study by Cambridge University Press reiterates the necessity of meditation during the times of COVID, the crisis such as COVID-19. So here you can see the study by Cambridge University Press.
A study published in Everyday Health, studying how to protect the emotional health. It states that it offers a bigger sense of purpose. The revised report published in Health Psychology found that when researchers followed 191 people with congestive heart failure for 5 years, they found that those who reported feeling spiritual peace and who also made some healthy lifestyle changes were significantly more likely to live longer than their peers. And people with major depressive disorder or chronic medical illness, high levels of religiosity, July 25th, anxiety.
So now the avatar himself directly demonstrates how meditation directly impacts our mind and our brain.
Participates and encourages scientific researchers to derive evidences for meditation and healing through meditation. Dr. R. Murli Krishna, President, COO, Integris Mental Health and James L. Hall Jr., St. Oklahoma in US, and his team invited Nithyananda to derive scientific evidences for meditation. And
when Swamiji came to do one thing, I asked him, would you be willing to undergo some scientific investigation of the meditation process? He very cheerfully agreed without one complaint. He went for 3 repeat sessions and 3 repeat sessions for quantitative EEG sessions. So we did that. because if scientific findings are verifiable, they are replicable. You can replicate them, duplicate them. So Swamiji went through those sessions and we found some interesting findings.
In PET scan, they inject a radioactive dye which goes and sits in parts of the brain that are active. In the normal, non-meditative state, the brain is very active. And when we are seeing someone, the rear end of the brain, the visual cortex, very active, as shown in the diagram.
Usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brains. But what meditation does is something very interesting. The frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. Here are some of the brains here with you. This is alert, non-meditative state. The second one is 30-minute meditation, and here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here, right in the middle, probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches deeper. What's interesting was Swami was inside, and that's the last part of that one. See that light right here? So what's interesting was I've never seen that before in my life. So the other parts I've seen may not be to the extent that Swamiji showed, but this is something interesting. There is something called dopamine. Our brain is involved. Dopamine is produced mostly in this area. And when you have any pleasure, transmits messages of pleasure. Basically evokes pleasure. If you eat, the same thing is with visual pleasures you have. But what's interesting is that you and I have the potential to create our own dopamine in a big way. So I named it, for lack of a word in the past, the D spot, which is the dopamine spot. If you can discover your D spot, you got it made in life. The D really stands for divine spot. The D also stands for delight, and the dopamine spot. What's also interesting is that he could, at will, go in and out of those states. Those are some of the findings I want to share with you. There's so much more talk about physiology of mind and brain and the body. It's a fascinating field that this is something that all human beings can relate to, can apply in our own lives. Not only a sophisticated knowledge, but these things have application in daily life for all of us.
Nithyananda's system of free healing, known as Nithya Spiritual Healing, has been baffling the medical world, curing diseases from migraine to cancer. Qualified people are also initiated to become healers. The complete report of the research conducted on Nithyananda can be found in the book Mystic Phenomena.
Yes, and now let us look at what the Supreme Pontiff of Newton has revealed about the power of
If you are not is the best thing in your life, you are tortured, you are abused, your divine rights are violated. If you are inspired to do yoga early morning, Brahma Muhurta time, and everyday puja, sit that 30-40 minutes and melt down by feeling connection and to bust your stress. I tell you, prayer is the best stress buster. Deep feeling connection and tears rolling in your eyes and melting down. Prayer to Paramashiva. Intense yearn Paramashiva. Nothing can be compared to that to bust your stress. I tell you, every day puja is an ultimate recharging experience. If you do every day puja, the kind of the stress-free life you will live, your whole life will be aligned to Kailasa. I tell you, I have seen the people who have the habit of Nitya Puja live long. Not just long, happy. In my whole life, it is Nitya Puja, Puja, that gave me all the best things of life. Every day puja, relating with the deities is the best stress buster. Touch the deities, do decoration, dress up. Even now, my best time of the day is when I sit with my deities. When I sit with my deities, dress up, talk to them, intensely pray, deeply connect and pray. Understand? You do not know the power of Archavatara. God landed